fine. I'm so fucking glad that you guys stuck around. Because I have a thing that I want to talk about that's pretty fucking clever. I wrote this whole thing. But something happened earlier. Noah was up here and he was talking about polygamy. And when he said polygamy, I looked at you guys and you guys kind of looked at each other with kind of this thing like, you guys, like, you swing, right? No, guys, come on, fucking use it. All right, let's just say that maybe you don't swing anymore. Maybe you swung in the 70s, and that shit doesn't happen anymore, right? But like, fuck, I gotta, like, it's probably exciting to be older swingers, but there's nothing more exciting than the first fucking time, right? Because you were probably nervous, right? Like, I imagine you were like, nervous, and here's the way I picture it going down, guys, is she's really nervous, and you're like up trying to get your head next to her ear, and you're like, tell her you want her to come. Tell her you want her to come, honey, and she's like, I don't wanna, I'm so embarrassed. And then you're there, right, and you're giving it to her. Probably didn't happen, but this is, I caught a moment, right, and you're giving it to her, and you get up next to her ear, and you're like, tell me you want my cum, baby. And she's like, I want your cum, baby. And you're like, say it louder. Just so she'll say that she wants the chick to come, which is probably just piss. Like they've done fucking studies, that's not anything. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. But I am glad you stuck around. I don't know how much of the story I'm going to get to, but I got a fucking story that these guys aren't going to give a shit about because they're jaded and they're comedians. But you guys, fuck. It's a crazy fucking story. Listen to this, guys. I started dating this girl. That's not the fucking crazy part. The crazy part is she lives in Port Richmond, right? She tells me she lives in Port Richmond, but she doesn't tell me how fucking close Port Richmond is to Kensington, right? Like, it's really close. And I didn't realize how fucking close it was. And I don't know how many people know, but Kensington is like ground zero for the zombie apocalypse, right? I had no fucking idea how close we were to Kensington until there was a car accident at the corner of our block. This is the story I wanted to tell. I got involved in that moment that you guys had. But fuck, an accident happens on the fucking corner of the block. Two cars, one speeds. I'm sure it never happened in Port Richmond before. But one car goes through the intersection, the other car, neither stops at the stop sign. They fucking T-bone, they're out of control. The guys are out yelling at each other. And she starts like dragging me towards the house. And I have no idea why, because I don't know how close we are to Kensington. But there's these two cars out in the middle of the street, and there's two guys fighting, and now there's a fucking horde of fucking zombies like coming down the street towards us, and she's like, get in the house! Get in the fucking house! And I have no idea what's going on. And you know how zombies are always like, brains. Well, these guys didn't come for the noise, they came for the scrap. They were like, scrap, and they all fucking huddled around the cars, thankfully, and we got away into the house. And when we got into the fucking house, she closes the door and she pulls a fucking katana off the wall. And I know what you're thinking, right? You're thinking, why the fuck does she have a katana? And it turns out she has a katana because she knows how close she lives to fucking Kensington. She gives me a baseball bat, and you know why she had a baseball bat? Because her son is on a Little League team. It's not all about Kensington. He plays on the Port Rich Johns. I think they're pretty good. So she's got the baseball bat and she's got barbed wire because she knows she lives close to Kensington. And I'm wrapping the baseball bat in barbed wire, preparing them. We're watching the zombies through a slit in the window. And then all night long, we're fucking preparing. And then right before dawn, this is the crazy part of the story, because right before dawn, a fucking yoga class broke out outside of her house. But it wasn't like regular yoga, and it wasn't hot yoga, because none of the zombies were hot. It was fucking Kensington yoga. They don't do downward dog, they do dog, alright? Which looks like this. And they just keep doing that to you like, dog, right? All right, listen, guys, I'm Jason. That's my time. Thanks for listening to me. Have a good night, guys.